Hi. Yesterday I was in class and speaking with the students, and we were talking about the idea of stress. And the thing is, we come to the conclusion that stress cannot be avoided. Everyone goes through life encountering different types of stress and different degrees of stress almost consistently, right? So, actually, having stress is fine. It is really learning how we react to it to actually strengthen ourselves, cultivate our ability to handle and manage it so that we can still enjoy our life despite all the stresses, right? But of course, there are situations where sometimes the stress level can go overwhelmingly high, and in that case, it becomes distress. And when that happens, we should not be embarrassed about it and recognize that it is a precursor to mental health issues. And if we need to seek help, we should seek help, right? So, mental health is still an illness, just like physical health issue. So when we are not feeling well physically, we see a doctor. So when we are actually having issues with our mental health, we should seek help from people who has the ability to help us as well, right? So that is one point. In order to explain this point a bit further, I actually relate a story that was shared to me many years ago. So I don't know how true this is because it's not my area expertise, but I do have a friend who actually does importing and exporting of fishes. Not fish for consumption, but fish for aquariums, pet fish. So some people actually do keep certain species of fighting fish for in their aquarium. Some of them have beautiful colors, right? So fighting fish is not the easiest to actually to have in your aquarium, especially when you try to export it because fighting fish is available. Usually they're native to Southeast Asian countries, if I'm not wrong. When we try to export it overseas to somewhere further, uh, there was an issue that was encountered, right? So this friend actually managed to try to export the fishes, put them into nice tank, regulate the water temperature, regulate the oxygen level. Everything looks fine. There's food for the fish. But when try to export it a little further from Southeast Asia to overseas, we found that many of the fishes didn't make it and they actually died in the process. So he called in a lot of experts and they try to analyze the situation. They test the water. Everything seems fine. The levels, the oxygen, the water, the acidity and all stuff looks fine, right? So he was quite puzzled. But after discussion with a lot of the experts, they actually came to a very ingenious solution. And that was instead of having the fighting fish be alone, they actually have put in some kind of adversary. I don't know what another species of fish, or maybe it's the same species. I'm not an expert in this area, but they have more than one fish in the same tank. And what happened is these fishes actually have the trait of being quite aggressive. So when they are put in the same tank with another fish, they start to become on high alert instead of just staying in the empty tank in the darkness. They now have another fish to contend with. So they are on their guard, constantly moving, constantly paying attention to what the opponent is doing. And interestingly, because of this, the fishes all survive. And what's the learning lesson here, right? So because if they are not feeling any stress at all, these fishes suddenly has no activity, right? So if we go through life with no activity, no goals, no aspiration, no drive to want to do something, we deteriorate very fast. Just like these fishes, when there's nothing to strive for, they deteriorate very fast. So when they have something that gives them a little bit of stress, you find that they up their fighting spirit and they actually survive the long journey. Same with us. A little bit of stress is actually a very strong motivating factor for all of us to try to strive and improve ourselves. So don't be afraid of them. That is my advice. But at the same time, right, if the stress level gets too high, it is not good as well because it could lead to mental health issues. We need to cultivate that kind of awareness of our own capability, and at the same time building our own capability while we are young. And eventually we'll learn to enjoy a little bit of stress. And then of course, warning signs, if we are going to fall into the threshold of distress, seek help if we need to, right? So that is my thoughts on stress and the handling of stress. Okay, have a nice day.